It's probably gonna be a 1 or 2 part video, but I just want to show you guys how you can easily fix your roof and any water leaks. Normally, what you want to do whenever you think about it is check your ceiling. If you see any discoloration, that usually means water starting to penetrate your roof shingles and getting past that secondary barrier. So, in this first part of the video, I'm just trying to figure out where the leak is happening, because that's going to dictate where I'm going to start pulling up the shingles to replace it. So in this first video, you'll see me getting into the attic with, some safety, some protection, and trying to figure out where that leak is coming from, and then trying to figure out how can I figure out where the leak is coming from once I get on top of the roof. There's a few things you can do. I'm going to just try to estimate. I see that it's kind of leaking from the window, and I'm going to use the window as a guide, so when I get on top of the roof in the morning, I have a general idea of where I can start removing shingles. So that's the first part of this video. Second part of the video is going to be me maybe explaining how the shingles are actually nailed together. That's very important, because when you start removing them, you're going to know exactly what nails or where the nails are going to be to remove them. And also, when you start nailing the shingles back together, you're going to know exactly where you need to nail them at. And then, so we'll look at some of the tools. We may stop by Home Depot to show you where these tools are. And then the third part, or the second part, is me actually removing the shingles, putting some new underlayment down, putting some new shingles down, and then waiting for the next rainstorm to happen so we can verify that, it's the leak is actually fixed. I did verify earlier. I don't have video, but I did see raindrops coming from the actual roof in the attic, so it's going to be pretty easy for me to verify that the fix is that we actually fixed the problem. So without further ado, I'm just going to let some of these clips play, and hopefully I'm going to actually start working on the roof early in the morning, so hopefully I can get that video out tomorrow. But thanks guys, and yeah, more videos to come. Find a roof where you don't have those sharp edges. So on this house, I looked out, the roof, it slants down to that level all around the house majority of the time. So it's a little bit safer than having, you see that edge there where there's just like a cliff. Dangerous, just gotta be careful. But yeah, we know where we need to go. So tomorrow we will be part 2 of the video. Yeah, the roof is leaking. Now what? What do you do now? Obviously, that's a sign the roof is leaking. So what do you do? Someplace in the house, you have access to your roof. It could be in the bedroom or in the garage. In this house, I have access from the bedroom, and I also have access from the garage, so we'll go from the garage. Before you climb up in your roof, you want to have some type of mask. So we're going to put this mask on. There's exposed wood up there in your attic, so you want some gloves, a few dollars. Some type of gloves to protect your hands. Preferably every home should have a ladder. This one is collapsible. And we're probably gonna have to get on the roof, so if you got money, you can buy a 2-story. And if you're not scared of heights, you can buy a 2-story. But if you don't want to go up on a 2-story, it's probably better to look for a 1-story. Just know if you got a 2-story, you're probably going to be spending extra money to cost someone to go on top of the roof unless you're not scared of heights and you can get up there yourself. But 2 stories, a little bit too high for me. I'll stick with the 1 story. So that's up to you. But you need a ladder and we need to get up there. So let's put our ladder up there, and you're gonna need a flashlight, and you're gonna need to let someone know that you're going up in your attic just in case you fall and you become incapacitated. They can call the fire department or someone to come get you because it really gets hot up there. You don't want to be up there and pass out. So you want to be in good shape. I would almost as far as go to say, if you're going to go up in the roof, go ahead and put a bicycle helmet on, because I mean, it's that serious. It gets that hot up there, and you definitely, the last place you want to have an accident where you can't get out is in your attic, especially if you're doing this by yourself and no one is home. I recommend for you to wear a helmet. Bicycle helmet will do. You guys might think I'm crazy, but you don't get a second chance at safety. You only get 1 chance when it comes to making sure you're safe. Okay guys, I got my ladder up. So let's get up in this roof, this attic, I mean. Okay guys, we're going up in here. I got my mask on, I got my light on. I like to work in my garage, so I went to Home Depot and I spent $500 on this R30, and I laid it out in my garage. You can see, I'm not sure if you can see, there's stuff in the air that you don't want to breathe in. So that's why I said you need to get a gas mask on. So very important guys, very important. When you're climbing up, support yourself on these rafters. You may not know, but we're going to be walking on the wood, the rafters, okay? Don't step on the ceiling, walk the rafters, okay? Those are electrical lines. That's your heater, your AC heater ducts right there. And I know I have 3 rows of skylights, so now we have to go that way, guys, okay? So I'm looking down there, and guys, I have no glasses on. That's crazy. I forgot my glasses. Well, that's okay. I'm gonna step there, guys, and then I'm gonna climb up these rails. I need to get over to that side because that's where I think the leak is. So I'm gonna step there, and then I'm gonna grab one of these rails, and I'm gonna get up there, and we're gonna inch our way down that way. So now guys, I'm in the attic, right? So I'm walking these rafters. I came from that side very carefully, right? I got my helmet on, right? So if I accidentally knock my head on one of these raptors, it's okay. It's okay because I got my bicycle helmet on and I got my mask on. So two things. I don't have my gloves on right now, but you want gloves, you want some type of mask, and you want a bicycle helmet, any type of bicycle helmet, something to protect your head, just in case you bump your head. You don't want to have accidents in your attic. So now you have to, so I got some skylights in the kitchen. So I know I got 3 rows, so I'm identified. So I know there's a row, there's a second row right there, and the third one's in the back. And then I have one more by itself, right? And that should be right. Trying to have one right by itself. But there's a leak, guys. You see that? Right down there. I'm not sure if I can. Are you seeing that, guys? Not sure. But there's definitely a leak there. And we're going to get on the roof and we're going to address that leak, guys. But before we can do that, we have to figure out, get an idea. Now, guys, if that leak was like right on my head, I could take a screw, and one of these screws coming through, I could bang it up, or I could take another screw and stick it through that hole, guys, so that when I go on the roof, I can find exactly where that leak is. But in this case here, I mean, that leak is down there, guys. I mean, whew. There's some, it looks like I may be able to get it. Or we gotta think of some ways to be able to get to this leak. I know it's gonna be on this rafter, right? It's on this rafter. A couple things I could do is I could take a screw and jam it up there, guys, to let me know that the leak is going to be on this rafter, and then I can just follow it down. Maybe I could like measure from where that screw is and try to follow it down to find where that leak is. Or I know that that leak is, like, I'm looking at this right there. So I know that last light, it seems to be parallel to that last light, and I'm trying to figure out where that other light kind of sinks in. Should have brought a bigger light up here, but it's almost as if that last light, and if I go to that light, not the first one, there's 3 of them, right? There's 1, 2, 3. I think that third one is right there. So that last light, almost, if I go from that last light and I come over maybe an arm's length, a half an arm's length, from the tip of my fingers over to the left, the tip of my fingers over to the left, and I start removing tiles, I may be able to find it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get on the roof. We're going to go in the kitchen, guys. I definitely know it's closer to that last light on that second row, at arm's length over. And then let's see if we see any leaks there. I keep forgetting. It's the last light. Go over about arm's length over, and let's see if we have any leaks. That's where we want to go. So it's easier when the leaks, again, it's easier when the leaks are like above your head. You can take one of these nails and jam it up, or jam a bigger nail up, and then you can find it. But when it's below, you gotta do some type of estimation. I could possibly take a screw and jam it up there, and then find that screw around the roof, and then all I have to do is walk straight down, I don't know, maybe about 10 feet, and it should be right on that rafter. But guys, this is something you can do periodically, maybe twice a year, preferably in the spring time before it gets too hot, and in the winter, fall time before it gets too cold. You can come up in your roof and you can survey and look for any spots in your roof, dark spots, and then you can get that addressed before the water damages your plywood and starts to drip down and damages your what do you call that, your wall, damages your wall, whatever you want to call it. But it's time to get out of here, guys. I'm gonna get out of here the way I came out. I just know go to the last one, arm's length over, to see if we can find it and fix the roof. So let's get out of here. We're out of here. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll try to record how I'm getting out of here for you guys. But that way is out. I left my gloves over there. So basically, what you have to be a little bit agile. Don't want to stay in one spot too long. And put this phone down, get my gloves back on. Don't want to be in one spot for too long. You're just trying to get out. Watch out for your electrical wires. Nice and slow. Make sure the wood you're stepping on is actually supported. And we're gonna get out of here. Okay, that's our AC lines coming in. And we're gonna make extra careful that we don't break those lines there. Okay. And then, guys, I'm gonna have to put this phone down, but I am going to step over there and grab onto that, and then ease my way down. So we'll be putting this phone down someplace so we have access to. I'm gonna put this phone down. And then, guys, when you get down, you don't want to put any weight on that ladder, meaning that the safest way to get down is to support your weight with your hands and arms on these boards here, and put as little weight as possible on that ladder so it doesn't shift. What I should have is blocks of something on each side of that ladder to prevent it from shifting. That would be the safest thing to do, but I don't. So I'm gonna be holding on to here, and as little weight as possible will be put on this ladder, guys. It's little weight. And just like that, guys, we know we have a leak, and we're gonna go ahead and fix this leak as soon as possible, probably in the morning. We'll go in the kitchen to try to narrow down where that leak is, guys. Go down, narrow down where that leak is, but we can come back up here and very carefully